well?
It's okay, it doesn't amplify.
Okay. Thank you so much. Good day, everyone. Yeah, I can't say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I am a financial markets participant or operator. We work with the global markets. So I may be talking to somebody in Japan, it's at night. Someone in America is at night. Someone in Africa or Central Europe is during the day. So it's just good day or good evening. Those are the two greetings that I use. I've been traveling the past days. I arrived this morning. So forgive me for in casually, because I had a very early flight to Harare. My topic today is going to be very short. It's unfortunate that Dr. Vere has left. I wanted to thank him a lot. I wanted to comment positively while he's here. One point that we should master is to sort of package ourselves. If you package yourself, it's easy to package the business. Is that right? If you package yourself, it's easy to package the business. But if you are playing casino type of life with your own life, is that right? Like fetcher or chambanja around your life, risking your own life, the business cannot survive. Is that right? So business calls for a lot of discipline in many aspects, especially planning where you want to go, short-term, medium-term, and long-term planning. It's very crucial for you to head a successful business. Remember, all your employees are dependent on you. Remember, all your products are dependent on you. Remember, all suppliers are dependent on you. Remember, all your customers are dependent on you. Is that right? You are literally carrying a sector in your hands, in your head instead. So he was saying very valuable points, only that he was too fast to go deeper, but was saying very valid points. I won't go deeper into that. Remember, my orientation is enterprise. It's product and enterprise, and not strictly human development, no. It's more on finance. That's my background. He is more on entrepreneurship, I'm more on finance. So we are different fields. So that's why we can anchor well together. Right, I'll go practical because I've been here 2 or 3 times before. So we need to go practical. I would like to address conveners here, arrangers, our leaders of the chambers, on something very urgent. I'm from One Africa, 54 countries, one economy, transformational trust, 154-1. 154-1 trust. That's where I come from. We've got African Union, which was formed in 1963, being a political grouping or bloc. It has achieved its purpose most probably. All African countries, almost all African countries are now free. Self-determination politically. So now what we need is to move to the next step. That is of economic emancipation and economic ownership and economic development. Those 3 we need now. An economy is a global phenomenon. But in that setup, we need our local content. Africans must have a share in the African economy. Africans must have a share in the global economy as well. I mean from equity level, through strong enterprises that propel economies. We must own those. If we delay doing that, especially our generation, it will be a generation that sold out civilizations. Our parents brought political independence. Our generation is failing to deliver economic independence. Is that right? We are failures. But I'm standing here together with you to correct the situation practically. We've had enough of motivational speakers. Now we need to implement. Is that right? When I was still in Central Europe, in Germany, we advocated to change African Union into an economic bloc because politics is outdated. It doesn't give us food anymore. It gave those that gave food last time, but with us we need to be in the economic dimension to improve our Human Development Index, to improve our standard of living. We need to participate in the economic dimension. Is that right? Through politics, you cannot improve your life. This I can tell you. You will support a few people that will improve their lives, not yours. Is that right? For you to improve your life, you have to be in the economic dimension. So we need to turn African Union into any economic bloc. I can give you a good example. European Union was a political bloc. It converted into an economic bloc. Because of that, it is wealthy. It is financing African Union up to about 73% of the budget. The same European Union is financing SADC more than 60%. The same European Union is financing lots of organs, including Zimtrade, perhaps 2-3 million a year, every year, because it's an economic bloc. It is empowered. Is that right? Economy empowers. Politics has no money, except for a few. Is that right? So we need to transform African Union into any economic bloc, the AU. The first move, I remember we were fighting from 2003 to change this some 21 years ago. I'm so happy that 2018 we achieved what we wanted. Finally, the Africa Continental Free Trade Area was started by African Union, AU. And this is the beginning of conversion of the African Union into an economic bloc. If you don't play along, you remain behind. Is that right? You remain behind. So the Africa Continental Free Trade Area is now headquartered in Ghana, in Accra, but off Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. Is headquartered in Accra. And my friend, His Excellency Wamgele Mene, is South African, is a lawyer, is the first Secretary General. Is that right? I say to who?
Secretary General.
I say to who?
Secretary General.
Who is my?
Your friend.
Thank you. Is that right? Right. So he is heading that. Then we under the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, what we are doing is we are removing tariffs, customs, and trade barriers so that goods and services and people can move within the African continent freely. That is to enhance the intra-Africa trade. Is that right? If you have got goods here, you want to sell them to Morocco, you don't pay anything. Your goods are not charged. From Cameroon to Kenya, they are not charged. From Zim to Egypt, they are not charged. Anywhere in Africa. So far, we have 47 or 48 countries out of 54 have ratified. But 54 countries have signed the agreement. This protocol was the most implemented by African leaders in the history of Africa, meaning that they want to convert from politics to economy. They are willing, is that right? Yes, our leaders are willing, but now they lack your participation. We need to fill in that gap. So in January, we met in Accra this year. We said, guys, we are now removing the borders. We are now moving goods and services. But whose goods? Is that right? It's Philips from Japan which is going to be moved. Okay. It's a BMW from Germany which is going to be moved and sold around. It's Toyota from Japan. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
It's Adidas from Germany. Is that right? You name it, nothing from Africa. Nothing from Africa. So we saw that, okay, we are putting this marvelous instrument in order to enhance sort of foreign enterprises in the name of a global economy. So we said, no, let's come up with the interventions that will develop the local content. Is that right? We said we are starting up an SME fund. Once you write SME, big corporations run away. They associate with SME with politics. Is that right? They know that if you are saying SME in South Africa is the ANC, it's ZANU-PF in Zimbabwe, it's Frelimo in Mozambique, it's SWAPO in Namibia, it's AMBLA in Angola. So these big guys run away, especially whites. They're afraid of politics. So this is how we removed them. Is that right? Yeah. But it's an enterprise. Is that right? But we quote it as SME, but it's an enterprise, meaning from micro to big companies. Is that right? So we agreed to set it up, term it like that. We launched the fund. Thanks to the Afrizim Bank in Egypt, they are the first to come up with a lot of money, followed by United Bank for Africa, UPA. It's not in Zim, but it is in 20 African countries, transformed in Europe by Americans. It's a good bank. In Zambia, it is there. So they gave us 6.3 billion. Our target was just 10 billion for this year. But so far we are close to 10 billion. Right. The money is not structured. We structure according to the needs on the ground. So it's virgin money. Is that right? Meaning that it can easily communicate to the needs of your business. Is that right? It's high time you lend your hands there before it matures, before it's difficult to access. That's what I'm saying, eh? It's high time we do that. So we have a situation here. Allocations have started. I'll be frank here. Participants in Africa, African local content, they're coming up in form of our African brothers. Our African economy is run by all races, is that right? All races. We've got whites here who are Africans, and the genuine Africans, especially the Boers in Cape Town, Western Cape, they're Africans. They're using the fund. They're leading economy of Africa. Indians are the ones that are coming up strong, using the fund. Arabs in the north are the ones who are coming up using the fund. Is that right? The black skin, no. We need to pray the right prayer. We need to cross a river. Is that right? I don't know what spirit is holding us back. Because equity money you don't pay back. Special grants you don't pay back. It's structured properly, you become big one time. So I don't know what the demon is really on us to say we must not grow. I'm worried. Why are we so satisfied with subsistence business? Just to buy a car, a house, and take children to school. We must do commercial business. We must employ thousands of people. We must look after our sectors, our economies. We must take responsibility. So, I have a situation here. How many of you are in manufacturing here? Manufacturing? Raise up your hands. Those in manufacturing, let's have a meeting after this.
Thank you.
Is that right? It's urgent. Mr. Hammer? The biggest entrepreneur in Chitungu is he in manufacturing? Is she or he in manufacturing or not?
He's into manufacturing.
Okay, if they can listen to you, we need to meet.
Okay, I was with him yesterday.
Today.
Today I can make him available. I can avail him to you.
Today.
Yes.
Is that right? He must come to Harare today. I need to take this boat to Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe today. Something must happen. Is that right? We need now to drag. We need to force people to develop. We need to force people to be big. Is that right? If it means that we have to pity them to be big, we are going to pity them. Yes. Because we can't allow Satan to stand between success and our people. Is that right? So, we're doing submissions. Allocations come and go. Allocations come and go, is that right?
Yes.
We need to sort the problem today.
Yes.
I won't go deeper. I need anyone who's in manufacturing today here. That's why I'm here. One of the reasons why I'm here is because of that.
Yes.
Right. So,
Thank God.
other sectors we will be talking, is that right? We will be talking bit by bit. We have a big problem. The protocol is started to move in Kenya, Cameroon, I think it's Burkina Faso. There are about 8 countries in Rwanda that have started to use the protocol. We tried to see the products that are being moved. We may have a problem. So allow the facilitators to give me another slot next time so that we come and discuss in detail, is that right? Yes. How all your companies and sectors can participate in the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, is that right? Because the money is available, money no one is taking it up. Are we together? And it's not money that you pay back. And we've got Ali is from Iran, he got the money. From Asia, is that right? Reaches a company quickly in South Africa, quickly, Asian, with a foreign passport, applying for the money, quick. Is that right? Very fast, get the money. From Iran. I won't go deeper today, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Omar. Do we have 1 or 2 questions for Dr. Omar? Okay.
Maybe just a comment. I know you're talking about manufacturing and all that, but I'm a digital transformation specialist and I'm in the digital space. And one of the things I've noticed also is countries is that every time we look for systems, we always look east. We never yet can appreciate the systems we need, but the problem always comes down to the same thing of funding. It's expected to be locally and sharing across the country because the same problems and the same problems that find within the whole entire Africa. So I just wanted to find out from him if that is also a context for what you are discussing about.
Did you hear? No, not quite. Okay. Maybe if you can please stand up and a little bit louder. Thank you.
Is that better?
Give me a mic.
Give me a mic.
It's on loudspeaker. It's for a
Oh, it's for a
All right. So I was saying that your example that you used with regards to manufacturing and production, right? But I also think that there's a huge problem because of digital transformation within the African context. And one of the things that's happening is a lot of big systems come from Asia when they can actually be pivoted within the African context. But what's happening is within our space, I'm a digital transformation specialist, is that the funding is really hard to come by. So I wanted to find out what you were talking about in this context for the technology industry.
Right, am I audible? Can you hear me? Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I'm learning to speak loud like politicians, eh? Yeah. This is Africa for you.
Yes.
Okay, all sectors are accommodated. In the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, there are many financial players who are forwarding the sectors of priority. Is that right? The fact that I did not mention ICT or technology sector, the fact that I did not mention perhaps logistics sector, commercial sector, it doesn't mean that it's not being rolled out. It is being rolled out. It is being rolled out. This one I mentioned manufacturing because there is a deadline on Friday. Is that right? That we need to attend on Friday, or else we miss out as Southern Africa. Right. That's what I'm mentioning. Then I said next week or some time to come, I'm asking for a slot so that I can go deeper. Is that right? That's now to show you the structure, how it is structured. Right. To share with you how you go about. Is that right? Don't be afraid to participate in the economic dimension. You guys, you visit South Africa, you go see relatives overseas, is that right?
Yes, sir.
You move in the social dimension, you move a lot. Business is just like that. You just shift a little bit and do something that will add value in terms even of your standard of living. Simple. There is nothing to scare. We represent you. You are assisted by lawyers. You are assisted by chartered accountants. You are assisted by everyone. You are not going to be alone. The moment you move into finance, you are not alone. It's not a loan where you use your title deed and face the bank alone. No. Here we assist you as nominated advisors, chartered engineers, chartered marketeers, actuarial scientists, private equity lawyers, chartered accountants. We are all there to assist you in practically, not motivationally, but practically we do it. So you just hang on there, you bring your entrepreneurship, you bring your connection to God. That's what we need. We put together your enterprise. That's what is important. So don't be scared to say, I'll go there, they will start speak English, whatever. No. We'll do the work for you. Is that right?
Yes,
You are an entrepreneur, even if you are grade 7. We are an entrepreneur. We give you systems so that we can employ doctors, pay them a salary. Is that right? Because God gave you that talent. So your sector, my dear, is there. And if you don't rise from here, you'll join those in Kenya and in Rwanda. They are the ones who are leading that sector. Money is already gone to your sector already. So we'll support you. Be ready. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, thank you again, Dr. Omar. So were you going to ask a question? Make it very quick.
Okay, just a quick one. What's the name of the fund? The fund you're talking about?
The name of the fund.
Right, there are different types of funds on the Africa Continental Free Trade platform. There are different types of funds. Remember, a fund is a man with a purpose. Is that right? Yes, but if you go and check UBA, United Bank Africa, they've got the fund now. But I think with them it's not equity mostly, but it is debt. So we are going to talk to the bank so that they don't offer short-term debt, like 5 years. They must offer 15-year, 20-year debts, so that we go on. When I get your company, I want you to borrow that money. You borrow over 15 years. You build up a massive factory. It must be 10, 15 million. Is that right? You build up a factory, but you don't pay it now. So when you apply for that, you sell what are called corporate bonds. Yes, you don't apply for a loan, you sell your corporate bonds. These are financial instruments structured with the lawyers, so that the banks can buy your corporate bonds. Then you get the money you build. You save as coupons for 10 or so much years. Then finally, when it matures, we'll restructure your business. It will be big by then. Yes, so that's for commercialized entities. Only that sometimes when you say attend the workshops, you don't attend. But if you attend, let me tell you, you will learn these things practically. Because they are not found in Zimbabwe that easily. Yet Zimbabwe is a global economy. Yeah, you are so depressed because you are following old way of doing business. You are following old way of doing business. You now need to go corporate. Only that I don't like talking about myself. I want you to grow. Is that right? You are the most relevant people in the economy than me. So don't worry about me. Take what I say and implement. Is that right? Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Omar. Okay. Tinashe, I'm going to ask you to please come and join me here. Okay. And once again, I would like to thank everyone for coming. We didn't circulate a list, so we don't have your contact details. I'm going to give you my name. The conveners of the meeting are Eclipse Business Studio. Again, my name is Sandra Kawoza, and I'll give you my phone number. And if you could just WhatsApp me, what we'd like to do is give you announcements for the upcoming meetings. So next week, Wednesday, we have another meeting. I'm not too sure what we're going to do with our venue. As you can all see that we've had the ladies standing. So we'll see if our venue can provide us more chairs, or we might have an alternate venue, but we'll make that announcement. Again, my name is Sandra Kawoza, and my phone number is 0772 219 228, again 0772 219 228. Okay? I'm going to ask Tinashe to please quickly introduce himself, and then he's going to close off the meeting for us. And once again, thank you, everyone.
Okay, good day, everyone. I hope I'm audible enough for you all. My name is Tinashe Kamunda. I'm with NBS, that's the National Building Society. I'd like to thank the two docs that presented for us. I'm sure each and every one of us learned a thing or two. And I, for one, I know that I'm going to be updating my contact list as spoken into by Dr. Vere. So I just wanted to introduce NBS and let you all know that we are going to be asking for a slot next week so that we talk into the products that NBS can support the SMEs with. So thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that, Tinashe. Please bear with us just a few more minutes. We're going to please ask Mrs. Magede to address us. Thank you. I think it's easier if you come this side. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you very much.
I just got the fires.
Okay.
For recording, you just need to speak up.
Okay. It's okay. Oh, thank God I have an African voice. I still have one. Thank you very much to the conveners of this meeting. As has already been said, I'm Mrs. Magade from the Ministry of Industry and Commerce. I'm a Director for Commerce and Consumer Affairs. Well, all I can say is as a ministry, as a government representative, we are very happy with what is happening. I indicated that our coming here is a follow-up to the meeting that the president of the Harare Chamber of SMEs, Dr. Daki Moyo, had with our minister. I think it was on the 7th of August at the beginning of the month. And he invited us to this meeting, so this is our first encounter. We will commit to keep attending with you. We are particularly very impressed about the depth and the nature of the subjects that are being discussed here. The colleague, I'll share context with you. He talked about the AFTCA, African Continental Free Trade Area. Indeed, we are concerned as a government, as a Ministry of Industry, that unless we do something about capacitating ourselves to be able to respond to this country is going to remain a supermarket of the African continent. We just need to up our game and ensure that through the practical facilitation by people like him, we are able to seize the opportunity and also be able to up our game and network and localize our value chains. Otherwise, we will remain importing goods that have been value added by other economies, by other countries. So we are very happy. We also heard that, I was going to ask for the contact of the other guy who talked about embracing digitalization. As a Ministry of Industry and Commerce, you may wish to know that we are actually currently trying to roll out an readiness assessment for the country. We are working with UNCTAD, United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. They are assessing to what extent Zimbabwe has embraced digitalization and e-commerce in particular. So we did some in-country consultations with them, and they are assisting us to introspect with a view to coming up with a strategy on e-commerce development. I think I would want to network with the colleague that spoke about embracing digitalization. They are going to come, or rather they circulated their initial report. I would want to share it with that colleague so they can help us to come up with ideas, critique it, and suggest how best we can be impactful in terms of e-commerce development.